The actress Gina Davis testified in an L.A. court last week that she doesn't believe that she was legally married to the man she spent 17 years with and shares 2 teenage children with. Dr. Reza Jahari filed for divorce in May of 2018 and is now suing for spousal support. He claims that his father married the couple in a 2001 ceremony in New York, but Davis said they never obtained a marriage license and his father wasn't legally ordained to marry them. A video of the ceremony played in court reportedly showed Davis telling the plastic surgeon that she considered him her husband and that she'd love him until, quote, the end of my days. Joining us to talk about this is celebrity divorce attorney, who you can follow on Twitter, at Debra Opri. Debra Opri, good morning.
Good morning.
This seems like a sordid, complicated affair. I'm a layman. I'm not an officer of the court. What do you make of it?
This sounds to me like a case that should have been brought to trial. This is how, as an attorney, and I encourage people as laymen to look at it as well, always ask the first question, do I have standing? To have standing to file in family court for a dissolution proceeding, you have to have been legally married. As everyone knows, or they should know, there's no common law in California. There is palimony, which basically says if you live like married people, you have a civil action you can file, not in family court, but a civil action in the Superior Court. What I ask is this, and Judge Uhas, who I know very well, I've appeared before him many times, he isolated the issue to this. Are they legally married? What do you need to do and be and have to be legally married? You need a license that's issued and registered, and you need to have been legally married by someone who could legally marry you.
And wouldn't there be records of that?
Of course. So if I were the attorney for Gina Davis, and I don't have the client file, so I don't know what they've done, I would have taken first and foremost the deposition of the father of my former partner and said, where's your license to have married us in the state of New York? Please produce it. And that is point blank the end of the story. It's over. But this went to trial, so what has and has not been done? Anyone who thinks that because you show a wedding video of a marriage ceremony to embarrass, to maybe motivate settlement, and maybe this is what the attorney for the husband may be doing. He's a very good attorney. He's a legend, in fact. But why did he take this case to trial? Obviously, it didn't settle, and Gina Davis is standing her ground. So the issue to me is this, and this is what I want to ask both you, Jillian, and John today. If there is no legal marriage, the divorce is over, was there a written prenup? She was married many times before, 2 or 3, I think.
Yeah.
And is there a palimony action in the wings? If there's a written agreement in a prenup, you cannot waive spousal support, so you can proceed that way. And if it's a written agreement regarding you cannot file a palimony action, can you waive that? If it's written, it's a 4-year statute of limitations. If it's an oral agreement, which I think maybe it was in this instance, it is a 2-year statute. So is the attorney for the husband waiting in the wings with the statute of limitations palimony action to file that if he loses on the family court case? Make note, and I'm sorry I'm running out the mouth, but it's very important to get this out there. If this legal bill is such that there's going to be a trial in family court, and the only issue is were they legally married by someone who legally could marry them, versus a palimony action in civil court, which is a whole new ball of wax, how expensive is this going to get for Gina Davis and the husband or the partner, and who's making the money, and when will she settle? Because she may get to a point where she says, I can't afford this anymore, make a settlement. Maybe that's what's being pushed.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head because, look, people lie about having college degrees all the time. If I say I have a college degree and I show you video of me walking around in a cap and gown and eating cake with my family, that's fine and dandy. But if I don't actually physically have that degree, I am not a college graduate. I'm sorry. You're just not. And
That's a good analogy.
as you described, that's what went on here. My guess is they're just trying to run up the cost as much as possible to get her to the table to give a more generous offer than what she's willing to give at this point.
But I question this, and I don't know who's representing Gina Davis, but I question this. What happened that this got to a courtroom for a trial? I mean, what happened? And why?
I think her W-2 happened.
Yeah, and if it says that she was paying the bills of the household. I mean, this to me sounds like a palimony action if, in fact, there is no prenup. So, there is no prenup because they weren't legally married. Did they have a written cohabitation agreement? Was it brought out in discovery? That's why I'm telling you I don't think there was anything in writing between these people, which is shame on Gina Davis. And if you're listening, Gina Davis, don't do this again. Everything's in writing when you're involved in a relationship.
Listen,
everything.
You're 100% right, Deborah, but I'll tell you, you don't think straight. And after my first divorce, where I paid alimony, we didn't even have kids. He was a major league ball player. I would go on the air and say to women, "Hey, ladies, if you get married, just get a prenup in this.
Everything in writing.
Get everything in writing. Get it all. Do all of cross your T's and dot your I's." Then one day I came into work and I said, "Guess what, Steve? I got married over the weekend." And his first question was, "Did you get a prenup?" And I go, "No." Like I was all insulted.
And you got mad at him too, right?
I was just like having fun with him, but no, I just I did it for love, like a moron. And guess what?
Yeah.
We're divorced now, so go figure.
Are you married again?
Oh, bite your tongue, Deborah. That's never happening.
I'm biting it.
Never, ever, ever, ever going to happen. No
I've been lucky.
way. I don't need that
I'm one
drama.
of the lucky ones.
You are?
Yeah, that's true.
Are you? So you're married, but you're happily married.
I make sure he's happy.
Oh, you're one of those weird couples that is happy. That's bizarre.
Now, what's going on at
over 30 years?
Good
What's
for
going on
you.
at the Opri house on Thanksgiving?
Do you have a prenup? Wait, let's get to the most important things. Do you have a prenup, Deb?
No, I don't. But I was 25.
Ah, you're a baby, yeah.
Who's cooking dinner on Thanksgiving? You or the mister?
We're going to friends, but my husband did commit to hanging one ornament on the Christmas tree so he can tell everyone he helped decorate.
That's funny.
All right. Debra Opri, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Always a pleasure.
All right, bye-bye. Be good. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
You too. And don't forget to follow Debra on Twitter at Debra Opri. It's Twitter